How is it going, Bears fans? Welcome back to another episode of Beared Down Uncut, where we talk everything Bears every day of the week. We knew that without minicamp, due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, that injuries were going to be unfortunate and definitely a reality for the Bears, and it hit them today on Tuesday morning. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Bears cornerback Artie Burns tore his ACL during a practice session this morning and will miss the entire season. We're going to be breaking down the Burns injury, talking about some possible replacements, and also talking about who needs to step up in his absence in episode number 65 of Uncut. Welcome back to the show, guys. I would like to say we've got about a month until the season. The grind to 2,000 subscribers is still on, so if you are new to the channel and want Bears training camp coverage and coverage throughout the year, do us a favor and click that red button to subscribe. Click the bell for notifications when we post, and if you are returning to the channel, do us a favor and slap a like on this video because it definitely helps us a lot. I am your host, Chris Malpe. Today I am joined with some somber news with my co-host, Jaylen McClinton. Jaylen, how you doing, and what was your reaction to this Burns injury this morning?
Before we talk about Burns, I'm doing good. I start school tomorrow, sadly, but it's online, so it's not that bad. And the news about Artie Burns, when I heard he got carted off with a knee injury, I already kind of knew what it was. We heard this. We always see news like that. Like if a person has a apparent knee injury, it's usually an ACL, sadly. But I'm sad for Artie. He was starting with the ones, and I was hoping to see him get his career back on track after having a couple down years in Pittsburgh, but I'm definitely praying for him. Hopefully he can have a speedy recovery and be ready by next season.
Absolutely. Very unfortunate for Burns, someone who came to Chicago to try and really revive his career. I mean, the Bears signed him to a one-year deal. I believe it was for the veterans minimum. He was a first-round pick by the Steelers in 2016, 24 years old, still very young. In 58 career games, he had 149 combined tackles, 27 passes defended, and 4 interceptions. But that being said, the Steelers decided to decline the fifth-year option on him, which allowed him to hit the open market this summer. So, now getting into this, I mean, obviously, Jaylen, a lot of people online are like, oh, Jaylen Johnson's going to have to step up. But if you're a real Bears fan, you know that it was either probably going to be Jaylen Johnson or Kevin Tolliver either way. And at this point, Jaylen Johnson, he might have a start. He'll have 3.5 weeks to prove with the ones. But that being said, Kevin Tolliver's still here. I mean, this doesn't surprise anyone, but what does losing Burns, because he would be a quality depth piece, so what does losing Burns mean to you?
Like you said, depth. If Kevin Tolliver or Jaylon Johnson went down during the season, Artie Burns will probably be their replacement. So losing him, that's kind of, especially losing Trey Roberson to injury. We released him on it, because he had an off the field injury. So this one hurts our depth definitely. That's about it. That this is a huge. Well, I wouldn't say a huge injury, but this definitely gonna hurt down the road. Definitely.
I mean, this one's gonna hurt more, especially if Tolliver or Johnson goes out. It's a good point that you make. The Bears obviously a couple of weeks ago did part ways with former CFL standout Trey Roberson. It was a non-football injury designation, but that being said, it came out later that he broke his foot training for the start of the season. It's a disappointment. They did like Trey Roberson, and now Artie Burns goes down, so that hurts a lot. But that being said, taking a look a little bit further through the Bears depth chart, they still do have some cornerbacks that definitely are looking for opportunities. This opens more of a door for a guy like a Duke Shelley, like a Kindle Vildor, just to get more opportunities. So looking at the Bears, first and second stringers, obviously they have Kyle Fuller filling in there at first string cornerback. And then it's really a question mark. I mean, Jaylen obviously has spoken highly about Kevin Tolliver and Jaylen Johnson. I think Jaylen and I can both agree that Johnson's time's coming. It may not come week 1. If it does come week 1, that's perfectly fine. It may come week 4. But that being said, the Bears aren't incredibly deep. They could obviously always move over someone like a DeAndre Houston Carson. They lost Jordan Lucas. Doesn't matter, though. He's at safety. And then like Michael Joseph, Duke Shelley. Not much depth at that position. So I want to ask you, Jaylen, who do you think starts? I mean, obviously we've had this discussion a ton in the past. There's 2 obvious options, Kevin Tolliver the second, Jaylen Johnson, a rookie who I think we can both agree was picked too low. Who do you have taking the week 1 start now against Detroit?
Due to like Kevin Tolliver, he was mainly with the ones and the twos, alternating with Artie Burns. I'm gonna go with Kevin Tolliver mainly because he already knows the system, Chuck Pagano system. This like coronavirus pandemic didn't help Jaylen Johnson at all. Being able to like have a
healthy offseason and be able to train and get into things like you're supposed to. Yeah.
And actually be on the field to learn the playbook. He's probably learning the playbook from Zoom classes and stuff like that, but that's not going to help when it gets to on the field. So I'm going to go with Kevin Tolliver. But I wouldn't be surprised if later in the season, if Kevin's not playing up to his ability, I can definitely see Jaylen Johnson coming over.
It's going to be tough, whoever's going to have to shadow, one of those two Detroit receivers, Kenny Galladay. And, it's going to be tough. But looking at Kevin Tolliver's stats, 11 career tackles, 2 passes defended. Those are 2019 stats. Career, he's got 25 tackles and 4 passes defended. He had his opportunity last year, weeks 15, 16, 17. Played pretty well covering receivers like Amari Cooper, Devontae Adams, Alan Lazard. So, I like Kevin Tolliver, but that being said, I'm going to be bold here, and I'm going to go with Jaylen Johnson starting. You look at some of the cornerbacks taken above Jaylen Johnson, I think one could argue that he definitely could have been selected higher than someone like Noah, I'm not even going to try and say the last name, or Damon Arnetti. I think he went late, and I think the talent's really going to show here. This really opens the door for a competition between Jaylen Johnson and Kevin Tolliver, and I think Jaylen has a lot to prove. He was drafted later than he should have been. I think Jaylen would agree with me on that statement, and I think he's going to be able to show his true colors now and hopefully be able to earn the Week 1 start. And, I think he's going to be able to prove himself, and I think he's ready for this league. He's played through injuries in the past. We've seen players on the Bears themselves do that, like Akeem Hicks. He's got that dog mentality, and also he's just a great cornerback in general, so can't overlook that as well. I'm going to go with Jaylen Johnson. That being said, Jaylen, obviously, we just disagreed there. That being said, it's not a bad argument to have. It's not bad to disagree at times. And you mentioned it when you were talking about Tolliver, that it wouldn't shock you if Jaylen Johnson got a chance early on if Tolliver's play is not up to par. So I want to ask you, do you think Jaylen Johnson will get his chance to start sometime this season? And if so, when do you see that chance coming?
That's a yes. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. It wouldn't shock me if he was the starter right going into Week 1. I wouldn't be surprised because Jaylen Johnson is a very good corner. Like you said, a lot of people think he should have been drafted higher than where we got him at 50. And if I had to say, if Kevin Tolliver started Week 1, I would say Jaylen Johnson will probably come in and take over for one of the cornerbacks by Week 5. I'm gonna go Week 5 right there.
Yeah, that's a fair prediction. If Kevin Tolliver does get the Week 1 start, I expect Jaylen Johnson to probably be in there around Week 4. Just looking at a couple more Bears practice takeaways from Day 2 in pads. Jimmy Graham, it seems like he broke some tranquility on Tuesday. Apparently he was incredible in 11-on-11 drills, and he obviously is 33 years old, but that being said, hopefully that can translate for the 6'7", 265-pound Graham for the season. A big day for him. Demetrius Harris and Cole Kmet also were great in one-on-one drills. It's just good to hear that the tight end room is good again. And Cordero Patterson's first impression of 6'6" Foles. He's big. I thought I was big, but he's a big human. So, man, that's pretty much all we've got for Day 2 of padded practice. I want to ask you, Jaylen, one more thing. We'll switch off topic for a little bit here at the end. What do you think about Jimmy Graham? I mean, it's nice hearing he has a big day. Every player has a big day from time to time. Do you think Jimmy Graham can maintain that consistency in this Bears offense with how important tight ends are?
Yeah, getting reports that he's tearing up the Bears defense. He caught a couple touchdowns and he was
got in a fight with Deion Bush. Yeah, was celebrating a bit.
Got into a fight with Deion Bush. That's the type of competition I want to see from this team. The competitiveness is amazing. Plus, he's showing Cole Kmet what it is to be a good tight end in the NFL. So I'm definitely happy how he's playing. I'm still not happy about the contract we gave him, but if he can come out and perform, I'm not gonna complain about it.
Absolutely. I can't complain either. We did pay him that big money. We could have gotten someone like an Eric Ebron probably for cheaper who ended up in Pittsburgh. He's here to teach the ropes to Komet, and I think he's doing a pretty damn good job. And you said it earlier, that competition is so important. Matt Nagy manifests that, so I'm excited to see how it plays out down the road. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into episode number 65 of Uncut. We're pretty much going to be updating you guys basically every day now. There's training camp news that's been coming out every day. NBC Sports Chicago has been doing something cool, taking control and basically making this meter on the quarterback competition. Foles won day one, Trubisky won day two. So I think we're going to do weekly updates on the quarterback competition as well, going through that and making our predictions. But that being said, thank you so much for tuning in once again. If you want more content from us, you can head over to our website, beareddown.com. Just posted a new article on there. We're getting it up and running again with training camp now in the swing of things. If you want to find sneak peeks of podcasts or give us help on video ideas, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Beared Down. And you can also find a link to Jaylen and my fan pages on Instagram down in the description. Those are some great follows as well if you would like to interact with us. Jalen McClinton, 2 days in pads, but with how much dead time we had there in the middle of the offseason with COVID-19, it seems like a lot's going on right now. So any last words?
Football season's not that far away. I can't wait.
Really counting down the days. I move into college in about a week. Let's hope I stay there, and let's hope that the NFL season happens. That'll pretty much do it for us, guys. Once again, my name is your host. It's been a pleasure. My name is Chris Maltby. Bears fans, do us a favor. Continue to stay safe. Wear your masks. Obviously, there's no fans at Soldier Field. We just learned that last night. At least for the first couple weeks, then the Bears will reevaluate. Maybe if things turn around, we can see some fans in there, and that would be the best case scenario. So continue to wear your masks, continue to sanitize, and as always, bear down. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.